Peace, everyone. Piper Carter here from We Found Hip Hop, and we're dedicated to uplifting women in hip hop. Why am I making this video? I am making this video because I'm supporting an effort that is going to be led by my sister Nicole Denson from Wayne County Safe, and co-led by my other sister, Kalimah Johnson of Sasha Center. And both of those organizations support survivors of sexual assault. And so they are going to be leading an effort to stop R. Kelly from performing in Detroit. And I support that wholeheartedly. And why now? Why not now? Now is a great time. I mean, people like myself and all of us have been literally boycotting this dude for like 20 years. And nobody's been listening. So our hope is that since the jack is out of the box with this whole Harvey Weinstein thing, that perhaps this is a great time to strike while the iron's hot. And yeah, hopefully we can prevent him from coming, and hope that the venue and anyone that would be interested in purchasing a ticket will rethink sexual assault. Another reason that we're going to move forward with this effort is because Detroit is the #1 capital for human trafficking, and kidnapping, and child sex slavery. And so we want to uplift that. We want to uplift survivors of rape, survivors of molestation, and we want to uplift all survivors. Women survivors, men survivors, trans survivors, queer survivors, all survivors of this sickness that has been hidden, that continues to be silenced in our society and in our community. And another thing that we want to uplift is that in the land of standing up for the survivors, we're also standing up for Black girls. We're standing up for Black women. This is why we're doing this, because we love our Black girls and we love our Black women. And somebody, all of us, need to speak out and stand up for them. You know, yesterday I posted online the press release that they put together. The campaign is called #Mute R. Kelly. And in the press release, they did a really wonderful job of outlining and giving a chronology of all of the sexual misconduct that has been recorded, and also gave a very clear, direct demand to the arena, as well as to the promoters, as well as to Charlie Wilson himself, you know, because he's going to be opening for Charlie Wilson. And I want to say that when I posted that press release, I received lots of support. I want to name that. Shout out to everyone that supported it. I posted it on my Instagram. I have actually 3 Instagram accounts for different businesses, as well as my personal. So I posted it on those. I posted it on, I think I have like I have 6 Facebook accounts. 3 of them are my personal, and 3 are my business, of different businesses. I literally received hundreds of likes, and comments about it. And I want to shout out the people who showed support. But I also want to say call out the people who put I have hundreds of messages of hatred, victim blaming little girls, calling 14-year-old girls sluts, saying things like they were complicit, saying things like calling black women whores, calling just really horrible hatred towards black women. Blaming people, just blame. You know, the blame here is on the freaking abuser, not the person that's being abused, and definitely not a child. People were saying things like 17 is legal. Okay. People were saying things like that's what they deserve because they wanted it. They were chasing him. People were saying things like, oh, you can't prove it. Oh, it's allegedly. People were saying things like, oh, they're greedy. They just wanted money. They settled out of court. Let me tell you something. First of all, we want to acknowledge that our legal system is not based on actual justice and fairness in reality. It's based on money. If there are plenty of people that are guilty that have never been convicted of anything. So say, oh, that's another thing. Oh, he was never convicted of anything. If you have money, you will not be convicted of anything. That's how rich people stay free. That's how these companies are able to poison people, Flint. That's how companies are able to poison people, Mobile, that's poisoning people in Southwest Detroit. This country is built on slavery, sex slavery, abuse, crony capitalism, and being able to pay for. I saw a response yesterday that said, oh my God, I'm going to have to look for these responses. I saw a response yesterday that literally said, oh, if he wasn't convicted, show me where he was convicted. He has an attorney, this black woman that he pays. I think she's on like staff or something, to keep him free. And that's what she does. She pays people off. And paying people off doesn't mean that people are horrible. Do you know how expensive it is to fight in court for something? A lot of these there's so many. I mean, just go online. This other guy was like, oh, how can you prove it? If you go online and just put in chronological order of R. Kelly's sexual misconduct, there's like a Complex magazine article. I think there's a Spin magazine article. I believe there is a Essence magazine article. I mean, there's plenty of evidence. If you the reporter for the Chicago Tribune that's been following this for over 20 years, 20 plus years. He did the BuzzFeed article that, talked about the young women whose parents were like pleading for him to let her go. I remember he did an article some years ago in like the early 2000s where he interviewed women who complained about R. Kelly waiting outside their high school. That he used to have his, I think, Jeep or SUV or whatever parked outside their high school, and he was known for that. He wrote about that in the early 2000s when he got accused of the videotape. There's so much documentation. Court documents have been suppressed. His attorney was able to get court documents suppressed, so they weren't even able to get them released through the Supreme Court. But I'm sure somebody might be able to. I mean, the reason that people go to civil court is because they can't get justice in criminal court. So you go through the criminal court process, though, so that you can have on record all the facts, all the criminal, the testimony of criminal acts. So you can have that in the record. That's the reason you go to criminal court. If you don't have money, you're probably not going to win. Even if you're so-called right. You got to have money to win in our court system. That's just the way it works. And I just want to acknowledge too that this work that we're doing, people were like, oh, why are you demonizing R. Kelly? He's got mouths to feed. He's got family to feed. Why are you making this about him? Why not? Why not make it about an abuser? But besides that, this is not about R. Kelly. It's bigger than R. Kelly. But R. Kelly's a public figure. So, with a long history of sexual misconduct. And yeah, with this, and now is the time. But the bigger issue is rape. Rape of black bodies. Sexual deviance. This is the bigger issue. Sex trafficking. Like I said, according to the FBI and the Detroit police, sex trafficking is the biggest crime in Detroit. People keep calling Detroit the murder capital. It's no longer the murder capital. We're the sex trafficking, sex slavery, rape capital. Okay? So that is what we're uplifting and speaking to. That is what we're asking people to uplift. That is what we are resisting. Another thing. A 14-year-old is not complicit. Okay? And this woman said some craziness. Oh, if they could choose their gender. Lady, stop it. Okay, please. Yeah, ridiculous. 14-year-old's not complicit to have sex with a freaking 30-year-old or 25-year-old. Okay? Let's just get that straight. Even a 17-year-old. Think about it. People are still in high school. Prom, braces. They're probably still playing with dolls, to tell you the truth. But, I digress. I want us to stay focused. Like, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused on rape is wrong. Can we stay focused on that? Oh, that was another thing. Everyone was comparing. Oh, well, these people did these things wrong. Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, blah, blah, blah. Listen, stay focused. Stop having other conversations when you're having this conversation. The conversation we're having is rape is wrong. Let's stop trying to make excuses for people. All right? Let's stop that. Because you sound sick. You sound crazy. You're trying to justify rape? Are you insane? And I'm going to just be honest with you. I'm going to keep my comments open because people were like, you should close the comments because it's triggering. Don't look. But I want everybody to see what you wrote. I'm going to leave my comments open because I want people to see what you wrote. Because I need people to see where your head is. Okay? And I am upset. I'm upset that people want to pay money to support a pedophile, a known pedophile, proven pedophile with a long record, on record. And, oh wait, I didn't finish my point about the court. Let me just say this real quick because I'm going to sign off. This is what happens, okay? So, you go to the criminal court, right? And if his attorney has money to get evidence suppressed and intimidate, witnesses and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the so-called truth is not even going to be allowed to come to the surface. You understand what I'm saying? Or to be allowed in that space. So then what happens is when the attorneys go back and they do their little meeting, then your attorney comes back to you. They say, listen, he's gonna give us like, 280,000 or, 250,000. And I suggest you take it because my fee is going to be 200,000 or my fee going to be 150,000. So I suggest you take it because, it's going to cost you a lot of money to try to fight this thing. And it's going to tie you up in court and you don't really have the money to pay for this. So I suggest that we take this thing and move on because I don't think we could win this. And you never know, the survivor may be like, no, I want to fight it. And then the attorney will say, okay, well, here's my bill for 150,000. And when you pay that, then we'll continue this case. You know what I'm saying? And so many times the survivors, they don't have the money to fight this dude. This dude got long bread, okay? He ain't worried about it. I'm telling you, criminals keep attorneys on tap. They just keep them there. Oh, as soon as I do this crime, I need, here goes some money. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, oil companies do it. All big corporations do it. And big celebrities are corporations. Look at Harvey Weinstein, what he did to Rose McGowan. Okay, you see she accused him. Oh, mysteriously, some drugs were found in her bag from like a year ago that she lost at the airport. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Listen, even I'm nervous to like make this video, but I just had to address some of this stuff. I'm going through my phone. Like, I've literally got, I'm telling you, like hundreds of messages. I want to share these with people because I'm like, it's diabolically unbelievable what people are saying. But if you love yourself, if you love children, if you love black girls, if you love black women, if you love black boys, and if you love black men, like, ultimately, we don't want to hurt this dude. Like, you know what would be ideal? Kalimah said it from Sasha Center. It would be ideal if he would get some healing. He won't even admit that he's done anything. It would be ideal if he would get some healing. I believe in restorative justice. I'm a huge proponent for restorative justice. I'm gonna admit I'm not on. I really don't necessarily believe that sexual predators can be rehabilitated, but you know what I'm saying. I'm willing to, you know, send him through some counseling. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would be willing to get some counseling, but he won't even admit, you know what I'm saying, that he did anything. So what you gonna do with that? Anywho's, I'm gonna get off this video. If you listened, thank you for listening. Yeah, I would love to read all these comments, but literally it's triggering, traumatizing, and I pretty much gave you like the gist of like most of the comments. Let's do better. Let's not buy an R. Kelly ticket. Let's not do that. Let's not blame 14-year-olds for being, you know, 14-year-olds. Let's not victim blame. Let's stop hating black women. Let's stop hating on black women. Let's do that. Let's uplift safe black men. Let's uplift our brothers out there who respect women. And you know, well, let's do better. Like, can we please just do better? So, if you want to support, once again, is hashtag mute R. Kelly. Like I said, he's scheduled to perform in Detroit in February. And our goal is to prevent him from performing. Our plea, like I said, is to the arena, to Charlie Wilson, and to the fans. Like, let's show black girls and black women that we love them and we care about them, and that we're not going to tolerate kidnapping, rape, sex slavery, sex trafficking. Mute R. Kelly. Hashtag mute R. Kelly. Piper Carter, We Found Hip Hop. Women in Hip Hop. Peace.